Hey, this is Luke Symes with Salt Strong. Today we're going to be doing a line test again, and we're going to be testing the new PowerPro Super Slick V2 compared to just the original PowerPro. We did a casting contest before. This is the second test between these two lines, and we're going to be focusing on knot strength. How strong are knots? Both of these are 10-pound lines. They're both the same diameter. They're both a 2-pound equivalent mono diameter, but how strong are the knots? Is one better than the other? We're going to find out. We have this fancy knot tester. This is the first time we've displayed it on one of these videos, and we're going to have precise breaking points for both of these lines for the knots that we're going to test, and we're going to know for sure which one is better, and also by how much. So let's get started. All right, so first test, we're going to go with the original PowerPro, and we have a uni knot. So we have the modified uni for braid. I'll put a link down below for how to tie it. Same knot on both of these swivels, and we're going to just see how much tension it can take before it busts. So we have it scale zeroed up. Now it's climbing, and again, this is 10-pound braid. Usually braid will break well over its actual rating, and so we're at 17 pounds. So that this PowerPro with the modified uni knot was 17 pounds. That's impressive on a 10-pound line. All right, so next we're going to try the V2. We're going to give that a shot. Again, same exact knot, same situation, same everything, and let's see what it breaks at. So we're going to go ahead and start lifting it up. Make sure the scale's working. There we are, starting to get some tension. There we are. So what was that? So 20. Wow, so that was significantly more. So 20.4 compared to 16.9. And so on test one, the more expensive V2 definitely proved to have a better strength of knot. All right, so we're going to do the original again, just again, make sure that we have some accurate results here. So we're going to go, let's see, make sure it's working good. We're going to see what it breaks at. Last time it was 16.9, this time it's 17.5, so it is a little bit higher. Obviously, every time you tie knots, it's going to be a little bit different. It's impossible to get it perfect. So now we're at 16.9 and now 17.5 for the original PowerPro. All right, so now for round two for the V2, we're going to have, again, same knots just to make sure that we're going to get some accurate stuff. There's obviously going to be a little bit disparity just because, it might cinch down a little bit differently. And let's see, there we are, just broke. So now 20.9. So both times now we're 2 for 2 on this V2 being stronger. So that's 3.7 pounds, and that's a big difference. And then we'll divide that by the 17.3. So going up, going from the original PowerPro to the PowerPro V2 is going to be a little bit over 20% stronger knot strength. That's impressive. All right, so I'm very curious to see how the FG knot, how the FG knot compares with these two lines. So we're going to do the V2 first, and I have to have this rubber coated dowel here to make sure that it doesn't slide out. This will be the first time I've tested the FG with this knot assembly, so we will see how it goes. So the scale's zeroed out. We are now going to start getting some tension, and let me just make sure. Let me reposition this so that it's good. And so now we're putting full tension on the FG knot. And we are getting, feels like it's getting a lot of pressure on here. Let's see what the breaking strength is. Yeah, so we're at 19 now. There we are. That felt like that was the highest tension. Yeah, so 22.6. All right, so now we're going to test the FG knot with the original PowerPro. Let's see how close we can get. It was 22.58 is what the V2 had. So now with this original, we have it zeroed out, and now we're going to start getting some pressure on it. And let's see how close it comes. Feeling a good amount of pressure on it. So let's just twist it a little bit. Let's make sure that the assembly still looks good. Oh man, that one felt even stronger. No, it wasn't. So 21.72. So that was actually close. So that it was interesting that when you use the FG knot, the difference between the two got a little bit closer. So that was 21.72 So now we're within a pound. Whereas before it was more than a pound. That's interesting. So the FG knot, it seems like it does a better job of equating it, and that makes sense because the FG knot is actually designed to just take the tension off of the braid and not have any hard turns. And so the V2, if you're tying a knot with a hard turn, the V2 is definitely better. And let me just do the math here on the FG knot. 22.58 minus 21.72 is only 0.86 pounds. So we'll divide that by 21.72. So now we're just talking about a 4% difference. So that is interesting. So the knot type that you're using, right? If you're using an FG knot, that really protects the braid. It protects the braid from hard turns. The difference really isn't that drastic. It's only 4%. But if you're using a uni knot or pretty much all of their knots that have a hard turn relatively soon in the knot, then the V2 line is going to be the definite choice on which one to use. So that was cool. That was an interesting test there. Either way, V2 has won on the knot performance side. And so that's so as far as the knot strength, as far as the pulling strength, right? The knots are generally going to be the weakest point. So pulling strength alone, the V2 line has the edge. But before we can declare an absolute winner, one way or the other, we're going to do an abrasion test. So we're going to rub these lines up against some sandpaper with a proper, a test force, and see which of these lines can handle the abrasion best. And then we're going to do a final conclusion based on all three tests. So any questions at all about this test, please do leave a comment down below. Love to hear your thoughts on how we can improve these tests. We don't have any skin in the game. It doesn't matter to us financially if you buy one versus the other. This is just truly an effort to go and find the best line for the value out there. And so again, love to hear any comments you have on how we can make these tests better. Thanks so much for your time and watching this video. If you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the largest online fishing club for saltwater anglers, and we have two big, bold guarantees for all members. Number one is that we guarantee you're going to catch more fish per trip than you ever have before from all the exclusive content you're going to get as an Insider Club member. And number two is we're going to guarantee you're going to save a ton of money on all the tackle, rods, reels, lines, lures, all the tackle you need to go out and catch inshore slams every trip, because we now have an online tackle store and members get a significant savings on everything. So thank you so much for watching once again. Hope to see you again soon.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live Salt Strong and wear the